Let's start with a bold claim. Everything in your life right now, the joys, the headaches, the improbable coincidences, and the stubborn knots, are reflections of a law you're using every day, whether you realize it or not. Neville Goddard called it the law. And alongside it, he spoke of something tender and blazing and utterly transformative: the promise. Most people hear those words and assume they're the same thing. They're not. The law is practical, repeatable, like learning to drive a car. The promise is holy, like finally realizing the car has been taking you home the whole time. A woman writes to Neville. She's behind on rent, humiliated, angry. She's tried being positive. She's tried asking nicely. Nothing moves. Neville tells her to assume, to feel the reality of the wish fulfilled. That night, before sleep, she hears her landlord thanking her for the payment. She hears her own simple reply: "Of course, it's handled." She doesn't beg. She doesn't strain. She wears the feeling of, "It is done." Within days, a forgotten refund check arrives. Not magic, law. The check isn't the miracle. The shift is. You've heard stories like this. Some hit, some miss. And you think, is it me? Is it the method? What step am I missing? There is a missing piece, but it's not another trick. It's how you're holding yourself. Neville's law is not manifestation in the pop sense. It is the recognition that your imagination is God in action. Awareness imagining is creating, not willpower, not effort, imagination. When you accept that, you stop bargaining with the world and go to the workshop where the world is fashioned. State. Everything proceeds from state. Your inner conversations, your nightly scenes, your casual daydreams, these are not background noise. They're the blueprint. So let's make it practical. There are 3 moves. First, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not, "I hope it happens." Not, "maybe someday." If it were already true, how would you feel? Secure, relieved, quietly proud, grateful? Wear that feeling like a jacket. Second, enter the state akin to sleep, especially at night. When thought loosens and suggestion sinks deep, plant your scene. Not a movie, a loop, a handshake, a congratulations. A glimpse of a balance updated, something small that implies the entire outcome. Third, persist without forcing. The seed is alive. You don't dig it up every hour to check the roots. You return to the feeling when it's natural, refuse the old inner arguments, and move through your day as someone for whom this outcome is already true. If it sounds simple, that's because it is. And that's why people trip. We overcomplicate. We collect methods like souvenirs. We treat the 3D world like a judge instead of a printout. But facts are lagging indicators. State is the cause. Change the cause, and the facts must follow. Now the promise. There comes a time, unexpected, when the script you thought was out there turns on inside you. The Bible, once story or history, becomes autobiography. You discover, not as a belief but as experience, that you and the Father are one. You are born from above. The temple's veil tears from top to bottom within you. David appears, and you recognize him as your son. These are not metaphors you recite. They are events that arrive of their own accord. You cannot schedule the promise. You cannot force it by Thursday. It is grace. But using the law does not delay the promise. Using the law prepares you to recognize it. Each time you assume and fulfill in imagination, you are training attention to know itself as God. The law is the schoolroom. The promise is graduation. So what are you missing? Usually one of 5 things. First, chasing sensation instead of identity. You don't need fireworks. You need a stable knowing. This is who I am now. The wish fulfilled often feels quiet, a settled room. If you chase a buzz, you'll miss the calm that confirms arrival. Second, rehearsing the lack. If your inner loop is, where is it? Why hasn't it come? That is your assumption. Don't make waiting your state. Shift to it's done. Third, swapping scenes like outfits. Pick one simple loop that implies the end and keep it. Your consistency isn't for the universe, it's for your nervous system. Fourth, treating circumstances as judges. They're stenographers, typing your inner speech. Let old facts bark. You change the script. Fifth, forgetting the direction of causation. You aren't a poor person trying to be rich. You are wealth assuming a bank balance. You aren't a lonely person seeking love. You are love assuming relationship. Invert the arrow. State expresses as world. There's a quieter saboteur here, waiting to feel worthy. The law doesn't ask you to pass a moral test. It asks, can you accept this as true now? Worthiness is a story. You can pick another story. Let's practice for 2 minutes. If it's safe, close your eyes. Pick one desire, the one that, if resolved, simplifies 10 others. Got it? Now choose a short scene that would happen after it's done. Not during, not before, after. Your friend says, I'm proud of you. Your doctor says, everything's perfect. You look at the paid-in full notice. Keep it brief. Slide into it. What's the light like? Morning or evening? What do you feel against your skin? A sleeve, a chair, the coolness of a glass. Add one natural detail, not 30. Now hear the sentence that seals it. A simple congratulations, or we're thrilled to offer you the role, or approved. Let your body be the instrument that scene plays. If it were already true, your shoulders might drop. Your brow softens. There's a breath you release without thinking. That is the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Wear that. Loop it once or twice. Then let it go like you've mailed a letter and the box has clicked shut. Now a word about the bridge of incidents. Once you assume, life rearranges, people appear, emails land. Sometimes obstacles show up, not to punish you, but to bridge you. You don't design the bridge, but you do cross it. That might mean making a call you suddenly feel free to make, applying to a program you just discovered, saying yes to lunch with a person you randomly met. It might mean something collapses so something truer can enter. Don't rebuild the old structure because it's familiar. Walk the bridge. If you fall out of the state, return. No drama. The prodigal is always welcomed home. Your father, your awareness of being, never withholds the ring. You might be wondering about time. Stop asking how long it takes. Seeds don't wear watches. Ask instead, am I the person for whom this is already true? If yes, time becomes delivery, not doubt. What if you don't believe? Belief follows experience. Give yourself a brief, convincing inner experience, and belief will catch up like a shadow at noon. Do you need cinema-quality visuals? No. Use your natural channel. Image, sound, feeling, simple knowing. The only measure is, does it imply the wish fulfilled? Does it feel like after? Isn't this delusion? Delusion is insisting the mirror should change before you do. The law is changing your expression and allowing the mirror to do what mirrors do. What if my desire hurts someone? When you're rooted in love, those desires dissolve. Choose ends that leave everyone better. If you want another story, take this. A man uses the law to leave a job that's dried up. His scene is modest. He hears his wife say, "How does it feel to work with people who respect you?" Night after night, he hears it, feels the warmth of the kitchen table under his palms, sees the late afternoon light. A week later, a colleague he barely knows invites him to consult on a side project. It doesn't look like the job, but it is the bridge. He says yes. The project leads to an introduction, the introduction to an offer, the offer to a career that fits him like skin. He could have called these coincidences. He didn't. He said, "Ah, there you are," and walked the bridge. When the offer came, he didn't shrug, just got lucky. He owned it. I did this in imagination, not for ego, for clarity. You water what you praise. Use the law for what matters today. The money, the healing, the partner, the reconciliation, the clarity. Claim them. You're not being shallow. You're learning to steer. And as you practice, something else will start to dawn. The one who wants and the one who gives are the same being. That quiet certainty, that strange familiarity in the night, that dream that isn't a dream, the birth above, the torn veil, the recognition of David, that is the promise stirring. You won't force it. You'll recognize it. And when you do, results will still come. But they won't hypnotize you. You'll use the law with humility and delight, knowing what it points to. Tonight, before sleep, choose one scene. Keep it simple and true. Step into the after moment. Add one sensory detail. Hear the confirming words. Feel your body settle into the new normal. Loop it 2 or 3 times. Then sleep. Tomorrow, move as if it's a settled fact. Don't announce it to people who want a debate. Let the bridge show itself. Take the natural steps. If doubt barks, say, "I changed the cause," and return to the feeling. You are not asking the world for permission. You are the operant power. You're not pleading with circumstances to behave. You are authoring the state from which circumstances must read. I'm not going to summarize this for you because summarizing flattens what you need to feel. This isn't information to file away. It's a door to walk through. The law isn't something to admire. It's something to use. The promise isn't something to chase. It's something to welcome when it taps your shoulder. Your imagination is not a toy. It is the creative power of God in you. Wear the end. Walk the bridge. And when grace knocks, open. If this moved you, prove it to yourself, and then share your story. And if you want more conversations like this, tap like, share this with someone who needs it today, and hit subscribe with the bell so you don't miss what's next.